The Nile lies still and dark, its surface reflecting the last traces of night. The world is hushed, as if holding its breath, waiting for the first sign of light. In this quiet, the river seems timeless, a silent witness to countless mornings just like this one. But a faint glow on the eastern horizon signals the arrival of a new day. The sky slowly shifts from deep blue to gentle orange, and the promise of warmth begins to touch the land. Shadows retreat as the light grows stronger, and the world stirs from its slumber. For Egyptians, sunrise is not just the sun, it's the sun god Ra, beginning his daily journey across the sky. Each morning, Ra's rebirth is a miracle, a sign that the world is protected, and order is restored. The people look to the east with reverence, knowing that the fate of their day rests in the hands of the gods. The air is cool and quiet, birds sing along the riverbanks, and life stirs. The gentle calls of herons and ibises echo over the water, mingling with the soft rustle of reeds. Even the smallest creatures seem to sense the importance of this moment. Kenaman, an ordinary villager, wakes as the first light touches his home. The mud brick walls glow softly, and the familiar shapes of his world emerge from the shadows. He blinks away sleep, listening to the distant sounds of the village coming to life. He rises with the sun, as his ancestors have for generations. This daily ritual connects him to the past, to the countless men and women who have greeted the dawn in this very place. The coming light is a signal to give thanks and prepare for the day ahead. Kenaman offers a quiet prayer to Ra, asking for strength, health, and a fruitful harvest. In these first moments, hope and gratitude fill his heart. Kenaman steps outside, feeling the cool earth beneath his feet, and gazes at the golden fields that sustain his family. The land is rich and fertile, a gift from the river's annual floods. He knows that every grain of wheat, every stalk of barley is precious. This moment between night and day is sacred, a time for quiet thought. Kenaman reflects on his responsibilities, his hopes for his children, and the challenges that lie ahead. The peace of dawn gives him strength. He breathes in the fresh morning air, smelling the river and distant cooking fires. The scent of baking bread drifts on the breeze, mingling with the earthy aroma of wet soil. These are the smells of home, of life renewed each day. The world wakes around him, slowly and peacefully. Neighbors emerge from their homes, children's laughter rings out, and the village begins its daily rhythm. The sense of community is strong, woven together by shared purpose and tradition. The journey of Ra has begun, and so has Kenaman's day. As the sun climbs higher, its golden rays illuminate the land, bringing energy and life to all it touches. He must prepare himself and his family for the work ahead. There are fields to tend, animals to care for, and tasks that must be done before the heat of midday. Each member of the household has a role to play. The rhythm of the sun shapes every moment of their lives. From the first light to the last, the people of Egypt live in harmony with the cycles of nature, guided by the eternal presence of the Nile and the gods. In ancient Egypt, each sunrise is a promise of life renewed, a daily miracle that brings hope, purpose, and the chance to begin again. Kenaman's home is simple. Its mud brick walls, flat roof, and sparse possessions reflect the modest life of most ancient Egyptians. The house sits close to others in the village, forming a tight-knit community where everyone knows each other. The air is cool in the early morning, and the first rays of sunlight cast long shadows across the dusty courtyard. Inside, his wife Merit is already up, moving quietly as she prepares the morning meal. She works by the soft light filtering through a small window, her hands practiced and sure as she kneads dough and arranges ingredients. Their children, still sleepy, lie curled up on reed mats in the corner. The mats are simple but comfortable, woven from papyrus reeds gathered from the riverbanks. As the aroma of baking bread drifts through the house, the children begin to stir, rubbing their eyes and stretching in the soft morning light. The family owns only a few stools, some clay pots, and woven baskets for storing food and belongings. These humble items are carefully maintained, passed down through generations, and each has its own story. Merit lights a fire in the clay oven, coaxing the flames to life with dried reeds. Soon the warm, comforting smell of baking bread fills the air, mingling with the earthy scent of the mud brick walls. Breakfast is simple but nourishing: flatbread, green onions freshly picked from the garden, and a handful of sweet dates. Sometimes, if the harvest has been good, there might be a little cheese or figs, but today it is the basics, enough to satisfy and give energy for the day ahead. They drink cool water drawn from a nearby well, or a weak, sweet barley beer. Both are common for all ages, as the water is sometimes safer when mixed with fermented grains. The children giggle as they sip, savoring the taste. The family gathers around a low table, sitting close together on mats. They eat with their hands, tearing pieces of bread and sharing food, while talking quietly about the day ahead, chores to be done, hopes for good weather and news from neighbors. Kenneman and his son will soon leave for the fields, where they will tend crops under the rising sun. Merritt will manage the household, grind more grain, and care for their young daughter, teaching her the skills she will one day need. This morning ritual, repeated every day, binds the family together before they go their separate ways. It is a moment of connection, laughter and reassurance, a time to share worries and dreams. The meal is humble, but it gives them strength and comfort. It is a reminder that even with little, they have enough, and that togetherness is their greatest wealth. In ancient Egypt, family and food are at the heart of daily life. These small rituals shape their days and give meaning to their work. Each day begins with gratitude and togetherness, a quiet celebration of what they have and the bonds they share. Soon, the village will be alive with the sounds of work and life, as families like Kenneman step out into the sun, ready to face whatever the day may bring. After breakfast, Kenneman and his family begin their preparations for the day ahead, moving through the familiar rhythms of their morning routine. Linen, spun and woven by Merritt, is the fabric of choice, light and cool for Egypt's heat. The process of making linen is a skill passed down through generations, with each thread carefully crafted by hand. Kenneman wears a simple linen kilt, his son a smaller version, both garments designed for comfort and ease of movement as they work. They go barefoot, feeling the earth as they work, their feet toughened by years of walking the dusty paths of their village. Merritt and her daughter wear straight linen dresses, practical for household tasks. The simple cut allows them to move freely as they sweep, grind grain, and tend to the home. Simple jewelry, clay beads or polished stones, adds beauty and protection. Each piece may carry a special meaning, perhaps a charm for good luck or a symbol of family. Before leaving, Kenneman and Merritt apply black coal around their eyes, a daily ritual that is both practical and spiritual. The coal reduces the sun's glare, and is believed to protect against illness. It also serves as a mark of identity, connecting them to their ancestors. With their linen clothes and coal, Kenneman and his son are ready for the fields, prepared to face the challenges of the day together. The family's appearance is both practical and meaningful, reflecting their roles and responsibilities within the household and the wider community. Every detail, from clothing to eye paint, connects them to tradition and belief, reminding them of the values and customs that shape their lives. The day's work awaits under the growing heat of the Egyptian sun, as the land comes alive with activity and purpose. Life in ancient Egypt is shaped by the land, the sun, and the gods. And each morning, Kenneman's family steps out to play their part in this timeless story. Kenneman and his son walk to the fields where the fertile black land borders the Nile. Each year the river's floods leave rich silt, perfect for crops. Kenneman's main task is managing water, using canals and a shaduf to irrigate the fields. He works with simple tools, a wooden plow pulled by oxen guided by his son. Planting, protecting, and harvesting crops is hard, essential work. At harvest, the whole family helps, cutting grain with flint-bladed sickles. Much of what Kenneman grows is owed to landowners or temples as tax. Scribes measure the harvest and record what must be given. This system supports the pharaoh, priests, and the state. Kenneman's labor feeds not just his family but all of Egypt. The rhythm of the Nile and the demands of the land shape every day. Farming is both a duty and a way of life. Not all Egyptians are farmers. Some, like Bak the stonemason, are skilled craftsmen. Bak shapes stone for temples and tombs, his hands rough from years of labor. In his noisy workshop, he and others use copper chisels, wooden mallets, and dolerite balls to cut and shape stone. Craftsmen also include carpenters, potters, metalworkers, and jewelers. Each trade is vital, building homes, making tools, and creating art. Craftsmen are often better paid than farmers and may live in larger houses. On state projects, thousands work together to build pyramids and temples. They live in special villages provided with food and care. Their teamwork creates monuments that last for millennia. Every craftsman's skill is valued in Egyptian society. The legacy of their work endures in the wonders of ancient Egypt. Craftsmanship is a path to pride and community. At midday the sun is fierce, time for a much-needed break. Kenneman finds shade to eat his simple lunch: flatbread, onions, and perhaps salted fish. He drinks water from a clay flask, kept cool with a damp cloth. Back, working on a state project, receives rations of bread and thick barley beer. Beer is a staple, providing both nourishment and hydration. The midday meal is a time to rest, share stories, and regain strength. For Kenneman, it's a quiet pause. For Bach, a moment of camaraderie with fellow workers. After eating, they return to their tasks, refreshed. The afternoon heat demands resilience and routine. Food and rest are essential to endure the long Egyptian day. Work resumes as the sun begins its slow descent. Religion shapes every aspect of Egyptian life. Kenneman's family honors many gods: Ra, Osiris, Isis, and Horus, seeking their favor for health and harvest. Most cannot enter great temples, but every home has a small shrine. Daily, the family offers bread or beer and simple prayers for protection. After work, there's time for leisure. Children play with toys, dolls, and the board game Senate. Adults gather to talk, drink beer, and play games. Festivals bring music, dancing, and feasting, uniting the community. These moments of joy balance the hard work of daily life. Faith and celebration are woven into the fabric of existence. Leisure and belief provide comfort and connection. In ancient Egypt, the sacred and the everyday are never far apart. As the sun sets, Kenneman and his son return home, tired but satisfied. The sky glows with deep colors as Ra completes his journey. Merritt prepares the evening meal, a hearty stew with lentils, beans, and herbs, served with bread. If lucky, they add vegetables from their garden. Meat is rare. The family gathers around a small oil lamp, sharing food and stories. This meal is the heart of their social life, a time to reconnect and reflect. After eating, Merritt and her daughter clear the dishes. With little light, evenings are for storytelling. Kenneman tells tales of gods, heroes, and magical creatures, passing on culture and belief. The children listen, wide-eyed, learning the values of their world. Night brings peace and a sense of belonging. The day's labors give way to rest and imagination. Family and tradition are the foundation of Egyptian life. Night falls, and the village grows quiet under a sky bright with stars. Egyptians see the stars as souls of the dead, watching over the living. Kenneman's family performs evening rituals at their household shrine, praying for protection through the night. They ask Ra for a safe journey in the underworld and seek blessings from protective gods. Sleep comes on reed mats, heads resting on curved wooden headrests. These keep them safe from insects and preserve hairstyles. The house is dark and peaceful, filled with the sounds of the night. The family sleeps deeply, trusting in the gods' care. Soon the first light will return and Ra will rise again. Life in ancient Egypt is a cycle of work, faith, and renewal. Each day ends as it began, with hope and gratitude. In this timeless land, the rhythm of the sun and the Nile endures.